Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Scout Prepper channel. Tonight we're going to take a step back and get back to fundamentals a little bit. The last few weeks we've been talking about bug out bags and get home bags and emergency bags and survival kits and emergency gear and all this stuff. The Sarge suggested maybe we go with food, and I think that's a great topic. I haven't done anything on food for you guys yet, and I'm sure a lot of you already have kind of a foundation, especially if you're already watching this channel. You're probably doing your own stuff. You've probably seen several videos on it. Your friends are probably doing their own stuff. So I just wanted to go through my systems, how I think of all this stuff, because I have a lot of different stuff too, and see if we can, see if maybe the information would be helpful for you. So tonight we're doing food for emergencies. Alright, and you can call it prepper food. You can call it disaster kit food, what have you. This is food that's in the house that you're going to use in some way for some type of emergency. I break it down into three main categories, and that is immediate need food, so that's stuff you're going to eat quickly before it spoils, or stuff that you already have around. You don't need to do anything special. It's found at the grocery store. In the middle is going to be intermediate stuff, so I'm going with MREs. And I'll go through every group, but stuff like that where you're going 3 to say 8 years, that's stuff that's normally good to go. You can put it up for quite a while and then have it when you need it. And then long term. So long term is going to be 8 years or greater, maybe 9 years or greater, 10 years or greater. And today's stuff, like these Mountain House cans, are rated at 25 years. Do they last that long? I don't know, but I'll tell you in 25 years. So far the tests seem to be pretty positive. So I think a lot of guys go with short-term, mid-term, and long-term food, but I want to add one more dimension to that, and that is going to be non-portable and portable food. And I'm not saying potable like water, I'm saying portable, meaning you can move it. Because you have to remember that if you get into a situation where you have to leave, or you go from your primary residence out to your I hate to use the term just because everybody stereotypes, but your bug out location, or your deer lease, or your vacation home, your lake house, your beach house, your mountain house, whatever that is. You go from somewhere you are to somewhere you need to be. Can you take that food with you? So let's think through this. Mountain House cans, very good food. In my opinion, basically the best dehydrated stuff made, in my opinion. But there's lots of good brands. But can you move 20 of these cans? These are huge number 10 cans. Can you move that? Well, of course you can, but can you do it very easily? Probably not, and they're not very space efficient, so not as easy to move. Will this go in your backpack if it needs to? Of course. Would it be better in a tub that goes in your vehicle? Yeah. So kind of think of that. All this stuff is very doable, but do you want 250 canned goods of food versus freeze-dried? Well, of course, the freeze-dried weighs a lot less, and it's foldable, so you can compact it real well. They even make the new Pro Packs that are super vacuum packed. So just think about your portability, should that be an issue. And the real answer is there's no perfect answer to any of this. Your food should contain some of all the groups, in my opinion, your preparations. Your food should contain not only all the groups, but both portable and non-portable. Alright, so we start off with the immediate stuff. Something happens, for example, this weekend, Thursday through Sunday in Dallas, and I don't live in Dallas, I live about 30 miles outside of Dallas, but this weekend there was a huge ice storm, sleet storm, and it knocked out power to a few 100,000 people. My parents, in fact, who live here in my town, went 2 days without power. I had power at my home. So if the lights go out, what are you going to eat for 2 or 3 days, 4 days? Or, just as it happened in Dallas, if the grocery store shelves go bare because they only have 1 to 2 days worth of food on hand, what do? That means you can't go somewhere and buy it. You have to already have it. That's called being prepared. Not a new concept. Hello, it's been the motto of the Boy Scouts for 100 and how many years? 110? Okay. Also, a lot of people go, well, I'll just go through Burger King or McDonald's. I'll just grab a burger, or I'll go to IHOP and we'll eat and we'll sit there and read the paper. Yeah, okay. A lot of people have the same thing. I work, as you know, as a police officer, and I had my off-duty job this weekend in Dallas. Funniest thing, I went to get some lunch from my off-duty job. I drove into the storm because I'm a retard, but I needed the money. And Burger King, the sign says, oh, we're out of buns. So you can only do their chicken stuff or whatever, or they put it on a kid's cheeseburger bun. Little things like that start happening. I worked a hurricane in 2007 in Louisiana. I was stationed in Lafayette, and it was the same thing. The fast foods were closed because of no power, and then when they reopened, they only had real limited things because their freezers had been out and all that stuff. So you could get just what had survived. A lot of their stuff was perishable, and it had perished. Fast food stuff, in most cases, just so you know, does not have any type of backup plan. They sell all the time because they're getting deliveries all the time. There's not a store of anything in the place per se more than a few days, and there's no generator backup or anything like that per se in most places. Now, I'm not talking if you live in some remote area or whatever where power is funky. Maybe the restaurants incorporate a battery backup or a generator backup. But in most cases, fast food and grocery stores not going to swing it because they only have 1 to 4 days worth of stuff depending on your area. So remember that you have to have something because everyone else will want to go out that doesn't have something. I think, in my opinion, it's easy to say, based on the fact that FEMA exists, there are more people unprepared than prepared. So you need to have your stuff in place. A lot of people that I know, including my little brother, needed to run to the store when all this started happening because they didn't have much. Or they didn't have. We don't have much either. You know, I live on a limited budget as a police officer, but I had stuff put back, so we didn't have to go to the store just to eat for food, basic food for 3 days. In fact, I have currently about 45 days worth of food put back for my family, and I'm trying to target 90. And that's the next question, how much do you buy? Well, you buy as much as you need based on your goals. If you want to have 72 hours worth of food, start there. You have 4 people, you need 3 servings each a day. Maybe you only need 2 a day. How much do you eat? Maybe you need 5 a day. This stuff goes, you're hungry right after you eat it, in my opinion, and I'm a big eater. But I'll eat some of this, and in 2 hours, I'm still hungry. You just have to either fight through the hunger, or you have to buy more food. On the immediate stuff that's already in your kitchen. I got this straight out of our pantry. This was not on any shelves or in any basement or anything like that. Not that we have basements in Texas. I've got tuna fish, SpaghettiOs, corn, peas, and green beans for vegetables, soups. Okay, basic canned goods, and it's whatever you like. But this kind of stuff, normally when you buy it, has an expiration date on it by law. This says August 19th of 2015, and I think my wife got this, within the last 30 days. So it's December of 2013. You're getting every bit of 1 3/4 years out of canned soup, or a year and a half out of a can of corn, or what have you. So this is stuff you're buying all the time. You're already eating it. It's already in your pantry. But that's the stuff you'll go through first because it's the easiest and most familiar for you to prepare, or maybe it's going bad. What else are you eating first? Well, you're eating the food in your refrigerator, because if you don't have a generator or a solar system, backup system in place to keep that refrigerator running, you're going to lose that stuff first. So guess what? Fire up the grill, cook the meat that's in there, do whatever, but you're probably going to need to go through your cold food first if you don't have a way to keep it running. Then start moving into your canned stuff. Also in the pantry, stuff like this, Nor rice and minute rice and all the rices and stuff. These little pouches are great because there's a few servings in here. It'll feed the whole family, and you just add water to boil it. Hopefully you have fire making already in place. Your stove that's over there in the kitchen may not work without any electricity. If you have a gas stove, maybe it will. Have you had a gas disruption? You get my point. Oatmeal. Think about that for breakfast. You're trying to buy all this fancy stuff. A lot of the food that you need to eat, you can easily do 30 days of somewhat perishable canned goods, oatmeals, rice dishes, stuff like that. It's not at any specialty store. It's at your grocery store. And with $200, you go through the grocery store and you get plenty of good stuff for you and your family to chow on when you need it. Here's another one. And this is something my family likes. Ramen noodles. In Texas, they're called ramen noodles, just so you know, because we're pretty country. But these things come in 6-packs, and as you know, what is that? They're like 16 cents a package, for 6 of them in there. Less than $1 for all 6. They come in 10s, 20s, a pallet. You can get the dang whatever you want on ramen noodles. So they're good because you just put them in boiling water, and they're filling. so is rice. Rice and pastas are good and filling for your family. You don't want your family all pissed off and starving, because then they just get irritable. You're probably stuck with these people during an emergency, like a snowstorm, like a tornado, like a whatever. If you have to sit around for a while, you want to be as pleasant as possible. One of the key ingredients to happiness is going to be, don't be starving. So you need water, obviously, but you need food, and those are some of your immediate store needs. All right, intermediate stuff. A little bit specialty, but you've seen this stuff before, and now I noticed even Walmarts in our area sell these, a whole display of them back in the camping and hunting area. Mountain House Food. These are the individual pouches. They're rated at 2 servings. In my opinion, ate the whole thing. But you could get 2 servings out of it. It's normally 2 1-cup servings for everybody. It's the same stuff as this in the number 10 cans, but it's in pouches in a smaller quantity. Therefore, it's lighter and it's very portable. So at $5.88, $6.99, whatever you pay, REI, Campmore, Walmart, this is a good value in my opinion, but not the cheapest, because remember, you are getting meals. For example, chili mac, lasagna, chicken with rice. I had another one out here that was kind of cool. Chicken with rib meat and mashed potatoes. Man, that's pretty awesome. It was $1 extra. I have had that. It tastes great. And then there was another one up here that had the shrimp and all that. The rice with the Cajun shrimp and all that. Shrimp and ham meat. So they make all kinds of flavors of Mountain House, Backpacker Pantry, Alpine Air, all of these different freeze-dried deals. They're rated to last quite a while. Most of them say 5 to 10 years. Mountain House is now claiming 25 on their packets. A new development this year. I've been reading that all year long on the internet. I don't know if it's true. But hey, these are great. They're lightweight and they're easy to store. This is also portable versus not as portable. So if you have to go with a backpack, or everybody has to carry some stuff, these can go in a duffel bag, in a school backpack, what have you, just to get it out of there for now, to get you through your little whatever. So freeze-dried stuff, it's real easy because you pour in hot water, you seal the pouch, I'm sure you've seen this stuff, and in about 10 minutes you have a meal. If you have a long-handled spoon or spork, you're even better because you eat it straight out of the package. You don't need any dishes, you don't have anything to clean up, you don't have to have any extra expenses there. Very fast, very lightweight, very easy, but it is trash. So you will have to pack it out with you if you're off somewhere remotely. Great for backpacking, camping, hunting, and emergencies. Same thing with these, okay? But let me stick on intermediate stuff first before we get to these. MREs. If you see this box, you've probably seen them before. That's a case of military MREs. And the MRE stands for Meals Ready to Eat. I'm sure you guys know this stuff. This contains 12 meals, and currently, for a while, the U.S. has been doing Case A and Case B. A has 12 meal choices in it, menu A, and B has menu B, which is 13 through, the other 12. So 13 through 24, 25 or whatever. So I like most of them. I don't like the ratatouille. But my kids eat a lot of veggies. I don't. You should know that, number one, this thing's heavy. Each MRE is about a pound. Each MRE in this case has some shipping weight as well, and these are well over 12 pounds. Also, as a matter of fact, this case is labeled at 21.8 pounds, so that's awesome. Understand that MREs are real cool because they don't take any water, they're self-contained, and they don't take any fire, they're self-contained. They have an MRE heater already included. Don't buy the crap on eBay that they've taken the heaters out and charge you extra. They come with heaters. And they're a full meal. They have a napkin, a candy, a drink thing, a dessert thing, some type of meal on the side like crackers and whatever, crackers and cheese and all this stuff. So there's more in an MRE than there is in just a single meal type of freeze-dried stuff. But they weigh a little more at about a pound each, which is, these are about 4 ounces each, so this is 1/4 pound. So you get 4 of these for the, and kind of high, or are they? I picked these up at about 80 bucks a case. I have 6 cases of them. I like those because I can put a few cases here and a few cases there, but you need to store them inside. They have a freshness sticker, an orange sticker on there, and you can watch it. You may only get 1 to 2 years out of your MREs if you store them outside in the garage in the heat. And you may get 8 years out of them if you store them in a 60-degree environment or a 50-degree environment all the time. Mine stay in my hunting room, quote, quote, so they're at about 70 degrees, because that's what my house is roughly all year long. And, you know, I'm expecting 5 to 8 years. When the seal turns bad, I'll chunk them. Or give them to whoever or whatever. I'm pretty convinced that this stuff won't go horrible the day the seal turns the wrong color. But, so I think it's fine if I give them off to somebody or something like that. And they're still edible for the next 6 months after that, probably 1 year after that. I think people have eaten these things way past when they're supposed to, and they still haven't died. But they are self-contained, a little heavy, and 12 of them for 80 to 90 bucks. Not the best deal, but it is a full-fledged meal in there. You will get full, though not very nutritious. Understand that MREs are designed to be a lot of energy for soldiers when they're in combat, and that's what they do, but they're not exactly very nutritious. All right, long term, 25 years on the Mountain House cans, and everybody has cans. There are emergency preparedness stores all over the place. Ready Store has stuff, Emergency Essentials, Honeyville. I like the Mountain House stuff just because that's what I'm kind of used to. You pop the top. Most of the stuff has 10 servings in the meals. They're the same stuff as this in most cases. You just pour that in something, add water, and you're good to go. Now, in the front, I have the raw materials. White rice, chicken, diced beef. Those are a little more expensive, but they have 17 servings. The rice has, I think, 26 servings in it. So, and the rice is only 15 bucks. So these are real good values. Or they make the same meals. This was chicken stew that they make in the pouches. So you could go with the big cans, as I have. You know, they come 6 to a case, but you can go with a case of lasagna, chili mac, chicken stew, beef stew, all these things. And then do things like rice, a lot of it. Crackers, they make pilot crackers. Beef, chicken, they make veggies, corn, peas, green beans, things like that. So you can store all this stuff in dehydrated form in a long-term situation, 25 years, and then it's there when you need it. They are, again, kind of heavy. Some way lighter, chicken stew way lighter than white rice. As a matter of fact, that's 42.3 ounces. This one's 19 ounces, so more than double the weight. But $15 to $35 a can. It's still a good deal. That's a great long-term storage option. Now, I couldn't fit buckets up here on the table, but you know, you've probably seen guys do the vacuum seal, the Mylar bags go in the bucket. Sugar, rice of different kinds, wheat and grains of different kinds, flour, all those things you can store in 5-gallon buckets in a lot more of a long-term situation. People are getting stuff that's 25 years old, no problem. People have been getting wheat and stuff like that in different flours that are 100 years old, no problem. They found that stuff throughout society's history that can be stored quite a while. So Mylar bags in a bucket that's sealed, in a 5-gallon food grade bucket that's sealed. Maybe you put it through the food saver vacuum process or something like that. I like it. Those are also bulk ways, not real portable, but great ways for long-term storage at your house. So think about what you need, put some stuff together, and don't let it overwhelm you. I haven't been doing this kind of stuff super long, so I'll give you this. I realized after getting into all this that you have to take it in goals, small baby steps, okay? What is your first goal? First goal is not to have more guns than your neighbor. That's what we have in Texas. Your first goal in this is to have, let's say, 3 days. And I don't know why everybody uses that. They say if you survive the first 72 hours of an emergency, you have a great chance, 90% chance of survival. Okay, I didn't write that statistic, and I don't even know if I agree with it, but a lot of people say that. So let's plan on 3 days. We had power out here in Texas this weekend for 2 days. So 3 days would have gotten us through. I want food and water for 3 days for my family. What do I do? And so you start off with your cheap stuff, your canned goods, $1. $1 for soup, $1 for SpaghettiOs, $1, $3 for $1 on tuna, stuff like that. I have food now for 3 days for my family. Then maybe you go, I want 3 days of portable food for my family. You go with some freeze-dried, some ramen noodles, all that stuff, and the water necessary to do it. So will a 55-gallon drum be plenty of water for you? Of course, for a little while. But is it portable? No. So you're going to need smaller water containers as well. Your water storage has to be portable and non-portable so you can use it. Then you go up from there. I want a week's worth of food. I want 2 weeks worth of food. I want a month's worth of food. I want 6 months worth of food. Whatever you set your goals at, and whatever your budget is. If you have a few $1,000s to dedicate to this, start buying up your food. Store your water. Do your stuff. If you don't, maybe it's $40 a week at the grocery store in extra stuff so that you're covered if something happens. Maybe you can spend $200 a month in extra stuff that you order online, Amazon, eBay, whatever, or you stock up at the grocery store with stuff like that, extra rices and stuff. I will warn you, if you get too much of the stuff that's fairly perishable 1 year or so, you need to be eating it and rotating it in and out. You don't want to just buy all this stuff and then in a year and a half, oh, all my stuff's bad. Think about it. So eat this stuff, only buy the stuff you like. Don't buy something that's like, that doesn't sound very good. It's okay. Something I didn't also show you because it didn't fit on the table good, I have some of the Wise food buckets. I have 6 of them, and I have their meat buckets, which has 6 different meats and then 20 servings of white rice in there. It's dehydrated like this. It's rated 25 years. So that's something to think about as well. Those buckets run about $100. And they have cheaper stuff, but they also do milk, they also do cereals, they also do entrees. I don't like the Wise food meals, how they prepare them, but I do like their meats. And I do like their rice because it's rice. So I tried this and that, I didn't like this, I did like that, and I bought what I liked. If you have all the emergency food in the world, it doesn't matter if your whole family won't eat it. So you have a picky kid, you have a picky husband, you have to get what you guys like, okay? Hot chocolate, oatmeal, all the stuff in your kitchen, you need more of that. And that's exactly what you'll need because you're already eating it. Alright guys, I hope this was a good overview. Short, intermediate, and long-term food, portable and non-portable. The sky is the limit. There's so much stuff. Please don't think that I'm brand specific or that I don't like something because it's not on the table. This is just one little table. This is just a few items that are meant to be stimulus for you. You start thinking now. What would you buy? Okay, these are just a few ideas. There's so much that's out there. A lot of guys are just up on the buckets and the grains and all that stuff. Others are putting away dehydrated cheese, dehydrated milk, dehydrated butter, all the above, man. Do what you want because it's going to help you survive. As always, guys, I really appreciate the views. Let's keep the subscriptions coming on the Scout Prepper channel, the second channel in the Scout Tactical Network. Check us out on the web at scouttactical.com and on Facebook on this channel at Scout Prepper. As always, thanks for watching.